Yes, indeed. It's Magic 95.9, home of the best variety of R&B and the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. It's your man, Ryan the Lion. Of course, inside the Lion's Den. We got a special guest in studio with me today. I am very happy. This is her second time inside the Lion's Den. She didn't remember the first time. Had to bring her back a picture. But ladies and gentlemen, she's from around these parts. Please give some love to the one and only Amerie. Listen, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. Pleasure to have you here. Now, you're here for a reason. New music. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, at first I was like, wait, what is the reason? I only had an hour and a half of sleep last night. I'm like, wait, why am I here? No,
Promoting new music.
Yeah, I have my new record, Mine. Been in the studio, and yeah, really excited. Really excited about the new music.
So, tell me a little bit about this single. What was the inspiration behind this? How did this, because I know you're working on an album and all that's coming too, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, let's talk about this single first, because I know you haven't put out anything for a few years for us, and now we got something. So I know a lot of Amerie fans are very excited. So tell us about Mine.
Generally, it was produced by Troy Taylor.
Okay.
And I think the main direction is, pretty much romantic. I wanted to capture that feeling, like romantic, sensual. I feel like I'm just throwing out keywords, but romance, sensual. I wanted songs, like an overall project. I guess it's not just the single itself, but the overall project. I really wanted to be very sensual and romantic and positive and hopeful, and that having a lot of positive vibes. And there's some songs I think that are maybe a little bit more bittersweet. A few, but for the most part, it's very feel good, very spring summer type vibes. Nice.
So, since you last put out something, right? What was the reason now? Say, it's time for me to come back out. What was the spark? What was it? What have you been having that itch? I gotta get back out there.
Well, I always felt like the time would come and I would know it. But I didn't know when.
Right.
So it's I don't know, it did hit me in the fall. It did hit me. And then once it did, I contacted Troy, and we had already met before because we were supposed to do something, and then kind of months and months had passed, and that kind of thing. But once I knew, it was okay, let's get started. And we locked in.
So that was it, and
yeah.
Was the album in mind when you were saying I'm coming back, or just going to get some new music?
No, an album, but not just the album. I was thinking, okay, a new project, but when I've been recording, I'm not just only thinking about just the album.
Gotcha.
I am thinking of just, if it's the album, then, I probably want to do a deluxe after that. There's already different songs where they might not fit on the album, but they could fit on something else, so maybe it's a mini EP. I just really want to keep coming with music, because
so you really you're putting in a lot of work there.
There's a lot.
Man.
Yeah.
So the new album is called On the...
No, that's not the new.
Oh, okay.
That's actually that's the first song that people heard though.
Okay. See, that's what I've been hearing. Okay.
So when Troy and I were in the studio the first day, that's the song. After we were done, that's the song that we just gave everybody a sneak peek. I didn't know it was going to get that reaction that it did.
Right. I think,
but it was.
So many people thought, okay.
I was like, yeah, that felt really good. But the album is going to be a little later.
Okay. All right. So we have new music now. Album coming soon.
Yes.
Now, you're also coming back to town here.
That's right.
To jump on one of the biggest festivals on the East Coast, AFRAM.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
We are too.
Yeah,
we are too. You have a lot of fans in this area. I know you're also celebrating One Thing.
20 years.
20 years.
I know.
I'm
like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looking at our picture from way back then, it's where does the time go? It flies. 20 years, unbelievable.
20 years, and I try to keep. When I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. I'm like, yeah, but one day, if a person thinks about their life generally, not even just me and music, but just if we each think about 20 years of our lives, it can seem so short. But the crazy thing is that one day it'll be 30 years, and we'll be like, wow, 20 years was such a short time. And then it'll be 40 years, and it'll be like, wow, I remember when it was just half of that, and it felt like, wow. So time is an interesting thing when you think about how fast it goes and how how it seems so long when you're a kid.
It's crazy,
and then
right?
once you hit like 20,
It's like
it
it starts
going.
going. Right, fast forward. So we have so much to be thankful for you, Amerie. I mean, you've given us musical, cultural classics. One thing is a classic. I mean, did you know it would be that this many years later, still
No.
one of those songs people are like, that's my jam.
That feels good. Like, that a song can last, you know,
Right.
because you feel like it's made an impact. But I don't think that's something you always know at the time.
Right,
it really
right,
just
right.
has to like prove itself over time to see. But I'm very thankful.
We are thankful. You've given us so many great songs. Now, is there
What would
one
you do
song?
if I didn't give great songs? Would you be like,
Listen.
you know, there was some bad ones in there, but you also had
I'm going to
some
ask you
gems.
about, well, not bad songs, but is there any song that you've done that you said to yourself, you know what, man, I thought that was going to do better, or, you know, like,
Well,
wow.
Definitely.
Mhm.
I mean, there's songs that I've done where I'm like, oh, I wish it performed better, or, you know, there's many reasons for that, though. There's also some that I'm like, I don't think I like this very much. Because as an artist, you're always critiquing your work. So for me, when I create the work, I'm listening to it all the time. Repeat. But once I get it out of my system and once that's done, by the time the album comes out, I'm not really listening to any of them anymore. And I don't listen to them kind of ever again. Like ever again. But then when I'm going like on tour or something like that, I refresh myself. So it's good because you get that distance, and then if you listen to something, you'll be like, "That's good." What you didn't do that one? But it's like, but you know, it's like it was cool. It's like, but so sometimes my personal goal is like, I would really love to be able to know from the beginning, and I don't have a lot of those. And all artists have songs that they're like, yeah, I don't really like that one, or oh my goodness, I came to love this. Like I love One Thing, for instance, but I think, and that's one of my favorites, and I never get tired of performing it. But I think Talking About might be like a little more of a favorite for me. And it's funny because L.A. Reid told me too one time. He was like, "That's actually my favorite one."
So many people love that song.
Yeah, so it's funny when it ends up being like your favorites and not your favorites later on.
Right. You know, I think it's funny too that you say you love performing it, because I know some folks probably like, you have these hit songs and it's like, man, I get so tired of singing that one song all the time. So it's great to know that that is something that you love. You love that song. You love to perform that song. And I know we can't wait to see you perform those hits and new songs coming up at AFRAN. And I think I remember now, when you remind me, it was like was it a Millennium Type of Tour? Not Millennium Type. You know who was?
Wait.
Who was it?
Okay, wait. If it's Miami and it's a thing, was Ray J there as well?
Yes.
You know what? This is the
It's starting to come back.
No, seriously, because I think they just had a Millennium Tour, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember thinking, maybe just a few days ago, I was like, you know, it's been so long since I saw Ray J, but it was like, I think I only met him once, but I was like, he's really nice though. But I just thought like, okay, they're doing that tour again.
Yeah,
that's
that was a long
dope.
one.
And I was thinking, wasn't it in Miami? And so it's funny that you mentioned that now.
So 6
Again,
degrees.
time.
Right?
Time,
Right?
how-
That time construct, man. Well, look, hey, I know you got a lot more rounds to make, and so I just want to say thank you
You're
for stopping
special.
by.
What are you talking about?
You are-
Rounds? There's no rounds.
Okay,
I just
everybody
said
else,
you.
forget about it. We can't wait for you to come back to town and do your thing. We can't wait for the album.
Thank you.
Again, so many fans here that love you, and I know I'm excited when they say, "Hey, let's go!" I said, "Wow, let's go!" When Amerie broke the news about you coming to town as well, so we can't wait. You're gonna get an amazing reception when you come back to town. Just
you know
wait.
what? I get a lot of love in the DMV for sure.
Yes, yes.
So I'm humbled by it, and I appreciate it. I really do.
We appreciate
I feel the
you.
love for sure.
All right, that's what's up. Once again, yo, Amerie in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.